Good morning, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to a very early morning slash late night Free Enterprise run between Eykir and KwehstopherWarken. My name is Gambit017. I am joined today by Neon Gray. How are you today, Neon?
I'm not bad. Good to see so many people who have come out to watch this run, despite the hour. Yeah, I know a lot of times I'm looking for something to watch around now, and hey, everybody gets some free enterprise. Should be good. Now, it looks like both of our runners are at 1 and 2, which means this is actually a really important race for the both of them. Because whoever wins this might still have a fighting chance going forward.
Yeah, it's a very important race because winner goes to 2-2 and still has a chance next week to get to that 3-2 mark, which will hopefully put them into at the very least, the play-in for the brackets. Whereas the loser goes to 1-3 and will be playing for bragging rights in the last week. So looks like we have a Sid start. We'll see who we get our second character is shortly and kind of go from there.
Yeah, not bad. Sid for a start is pretty powerful, all told. Just hit points alone will get you off the ground pretty quickly. And of course, he's a great anchor late on. Ooh, and the cane to go with them. That's actually a really powerful melee start. And a pigtail. That's not bad. Getting that before the rat tail. You're not gonna get that adamant armor on this flag set, but you'll get something good.
Yeah, getting the pink tail before you get the rat tail more incentivizes once you get that rat tail to go ahead and check it. There, might as well do it anyway.
Yeah, not really worth it to go out of your way after, but in this case, looking good. Now let's see what those goals are. Oh ho!
I think I saw required music in that set.
Yes, and required to get edge. Uh, so we're looking at a pretty powerful melee seed. Oh, there's Tella. We're gonna have to use the package too.
Yep, so we got complete Antline, defeat Octomam, get Edge, complete Twin Heart basically, and Burn Village Mist.
Yeah, very interesting. Only one boss hunt on this, which I think that's a good number of boss hunts, really. But we will see where that Octomam actually is hiding out.
For our runners, if they're lucky, they find it sooner rather than later, get that out of the way, and then all they need to do is get a couple key items, finish a couple places, and be on their way. For us watching and commentating, we're hoping it's somewhere hidden, like somewhere, super cannon room, or perhaps even behind that package.
See, I'd like to see behind maybe at Mega Sisters with Earth Crystal, somewhere really annoying.
So we've already got some diversions. KwehstopherWarken heading into Mist and looting there, whereas Eykir went straight to Damsian to go ahead and loot and possibly get the airship or the hovercraft already out.
Yeah, interesting choice. But I do see that there's some good finds here in this weapon shop at Mist. That should pay off right away.
So
Give
yeah,
Kane
both of
that.
them, mute knife and mute arrows. Black here has got his airship, is heading straight over to Antline. Should be able to complete our first objective very quickly.
Yep, should see that happen anytime now. No real reason to pass that up.
So we see that he found an assassin dagger for his cane, so that's going to be nice if we find one of the free bosses.
And was that Edge in the bed at Kaipo? I saw a blue head there.
And I believe our tracker Alice will be pointing out, yes, that is a required sand ruby with an edge in Kaipo.
That is a really good thing for Kwehstopher to know. Just now he knows that what he's looking for is not a character spot, but specifically that sand ruby.
Well, Edge could also be hiding behind another character spot, because remember, there is one dupe in these seeds, so you never know.
It's true, but counting on the dupe is never a great odds.
If you're counting on a dupe, you'll end up with a dupe tella every time.
And we already have seen the one, so... And there's an Earth Hammer for Sid right there in the Antlion. So we've got two very strong boys, good to go right from the get-go.
Yeah, if I saw correctly, you found some decent gear for them as well. A couple samurai and dragoon armors.
Yeah, and both of them will very much be happy to have that heavy armor on them.
It looks like we got a free fight in that line. We got the dolls, Calbretta.
But not that free, because we do not have any means of paralyzing them yet, or any multi-target J item.
Well, the Earth Hammer, if Eykir remembers, can be used as a J item to cast that Quake spell.
Oh, yes, and I forgot, but Eykir did not.
In the meantime, KwehstopherWarken going straight over to Hobbs is going to show us our first look at that character.
Yeah, and that Earth Hammer makes quick work of those dolls, providing us a heroine shirt. It's good that was required, because otherwise we don't have much besides money out of that.
Yeah, the real value was getting the objective done.
Let's see who's waiting for us on Mount Hobbs. Oh.
Well, a heroine robe can be put to good use.
And that is a good place for Valvolus. Let's get her out of the way, and we already have Kane, so this will be no trouble for us at all to deal with.
Yeah, a couple Kane jumps, a couple of Sid hits with that Earth Hammer should be easy work in Valvolus. Also, I just want to point out that Kwehstopher has the silly names option on, and this seed is so vain it thinks it's all about Kane.
I mean, isn't it really?
So there's Valvolus on both screens seems to know who the biggest threat is, because it's going after Rosa with those weeks on both sides.
Yeah, bit of a chip fight on both ends here, but oh, Eykir drops Valvolus with the help of that Earth Hammer. And Kwehstopher's not far behind.
A great bow from that first chest. It'll be a nice little upgrade for Rosa for right now.
And both going for the chest in back, finding a Siren, I think, is the best find there. On the Aegis Shield, I do like that for Kane.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Aegis shields. Those are actually pretty dang good items when if you're in a pinch.
Yeah, I mean they've out of the shield options, you're gonna be hard pressed to find better for magic defense, which often is the bigger threat.
And Christopher actually did some shocking percent early on, found some exits, so was able to just exit out of West Hobbs, whereas Eykir is having to walk it back out.
Ah. And Kwehstopher's on his way down to deal with the Antlight, so he should have his heroine robe in short order.
In the meantime, Eykir heading straight back over to Fabul, working his way around and checks.
Nothing too exciting here in the Fabul item shop. Vampires are pretty handy, but I don't think they're going to see a lot of use with this particular party. It's got enough stopping power that it doesn't really need the help.
Yeah, if it was a bit more of a squishy party, I could see those vampires being a lot more useful, but this party built as it is, not really much needed for him here.
But it does seem like he's bought some, which, fair enough, they are pretty good.
I may be anticipating finding a nasty physical boss like Ant Lion itself, using the vampires to avoid the counter.
That could very well be, and since we don't have a great, really have a great weapon set on Rosa yet, that could help her do a lot of damage. Or, no, 400, that'll be plenty for a boss like Beelzebub. Certainly more than Sid's doing.
I should also use the vampires here to avoid the slow counter, but I don't think it's going to be too bad of a situation here.
Yeah. Easy spot, and the slow counter is annoying, takes some time for the animation to play, but meh.
Especially with two characters who can avoid it with the jump and aim commands respectively.
Yeah. And Kwehstopher gets through the dolls and gets his first objective complete. That's the tower key in Fabul.
That'll be helpful once we get underground. Not going to really do much good for us right now, though.
Yeah, right now it's just another key item in their pocket.
Another Aegis Seal there in the Fabul throne room.
Not bad if we can get Sid to a one-handed weapon at some point. An Ogre Axe would be a great find.
So being both runners went and looted Baron right off the bat, and they got that CPU in the first spot at the end. You think they had Baron in next, or do we go ordeals?
Well, it's Tella there. If it were me, I would go ordeals and then Baron. I'd like to do ordeals because of Tella, but this party setup isn't really going to, benefit from having him before then, so might as well just keep going in a circle. But I like the ordeals play in general, so.
Same. I'm usually one who routes ordeals into most of my runs, which might explain why I lose more often than I win, but.
I mean, there's probably lots of reasons why we both lose more often than we win. Eykir is going to go pick up his Tella.
So the only question here is going to be, can he get enough damage off before a Mazer comes out to deal any damage to him?
I somehow don't think that's going to be a huge problem here. Just one Mazer, which tickled, but not much more than that.
We have a Mylon behind there. It is Mylon and friends, so that's actually a pretty decent fight here.
Yeah, not a bad find. That Earth Hammer is going to do more of its work, quaking away all those ghasts. I said quaking away all those ghasts. I don't think the seed listened to me.
Actually, in this spot, I'd actually try to hang on to at least one of the gas to the end to prevent Mylon from starting to punch.
Maybe, it's not so fast a spot that I think he's going to be punching very often, and of course the lits seem to be the real problem here.
As in Christopher heading straight into their Baronin fight should make quick work of the CPU and get into their Mylon.
Yeah, looks like Rose is going to be doing all the heavy lifting here for Eykir's side.
I didn't see, did he go ahead and equip the heroin robe on his Rosa?
I did not look, but my guess is yes, just looking at those numbers she's putting out.
And there's the Oh My Body.
Just
So we'll pick up Artella and see what key item we get.
And Kwehstopher moves into the fight. Oh, that's a hook.
Now we still got the ordeals check, which could still provide us with the magma key, but so far looks like we might have a hook seed.
Now that is my best guess. Now the real question is, in this position, you've got a pink tail, but no rat tail. Are you gonna go check out that pink tail now before doing anything else?
If it was me, I would probably go check it. I'd probably go grab the hovercraft, head over to Silvera, drop it, check it, and then go or do ordeals. That way I know the hovercraft's just above me. When I get done with ordeals, I can go grab it and head straight over to Eplin.
Now it's a very tempting option. Doing a quick, oh my goodness, look at that.
And we have to, obligated to say, is this even randomized?
What a find. Just doing a quick Octoman check and comes up with D-Biz. Let's see if that's gonna pay off for him.
I was going to say, let's see if he remembers to save before he goes in case he missed his package, but since we have to do burn mist anyway, it doesn't really matter.
I don't know, let's see what we got. Oh, that is required! Sand Ruby for that edge.
That is amazing.
Let's see if he checks that out. Oh yes, yeah, we're going to go get that in. That could be game making for Eykir.
Now, if Christopher does not go and do the checks for either D-Mist or Octoman in those first two spots, Eykir might have a huge advantage.
Yeah, what a find! That he must be over the moon right now, seeing that edge there. And Kwehstopher just sailing right by Mist, and he is going straight to check the Eblan character and maybe go forward. Probably not go forward at this level, but
No, I would imagine. I'd imagine he'd be going down there, checking who the character is, maybe doing some looting and doing some trap chests before coming back out.
And there's a trap chest right away with an hourglass, so you'll get some nice XP. Now that really gives Eykir a solid party already.
Now, again, the question is, do you go ahead and run ordeals right now, or do you go head down towards the lunar subterranean? Or not lunar subterranean, but Elbin?
With Tella, I'm still inclined to do ordeals. And that's Mom Bob at the waterfall, so good boss to never have to deal with.
Thank goodness. I dislike seeing Mom anywhere, especially early on with that extra HP bonus they get.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to see that tucked away off for a waterfall side vacation.
I know it's hard being a bomb. You get so hot, you gotta go in the waterfall, cool off for a while.
It's true, and you got all the kids with you. I mean,
But Christopher doing the rest of the looting now. They've taken off that trap chest. Going to show us what's in the Evelyn store. Meanwhile, Eykir takes on the first boss here at Ordeals, and it's a free fight.
nice to see. And there's some hourglasses to replace the one that he burned on the fight, the trap chest, which he kind of had to, because I noticed he did not save before going into the cave. Otherwise, there's our life potions in the shop. So
Eykir using mute with Rosa to mute the guards, which prevents them from doing their counter piggies and sizes.
Yeah, very handy to do on these bosses, especially a slot like this where their attacks are not really threatening. Ooh, and there's ninja swords in the Eblan shop and samurai arrows. Both some very good finds.
Yeah, what's a little crazy with the samurai arrows, doesn't have enough for a ninja sword now, trying to sell off some stuff to see if they can get at least one.
Yeah, less urgent for him because he does not have that edge yet, but if Eykir checks out that shop, he's gonna be very happy.
A tracker pointing out that we did the sailman chest and got a samurai bow, and then we go into the shop and they're selling samurai bows.
Still, they are pretty expensive, so.
In the meantime, Dark Elf is our back attack spot in our deals.
Annoying, but not a real problem.
Now, the only real problem is going to be that weak spell and making sure we get healed up before Dark Elf starts casting his elemental spells again.
And we are through that phase, so nothing to worry about that. Just, now we need to beat him down, which I think this party is more than capable of doing.
Oh, buy a ninja sword in the shop, get a ninja sword from the chest on our way down in Upland.
You'll love to see it.
I wish I had started counting from the beginning, but I'm wondering how many times we're going to see Kane in the air at the end of a battle, because I think we've seen it about 4 or 5 times now.
You know, especially early on, that jump is really powerful. And that's a quick kid.
That is a nice find down here. Try to head back up to the overworld, get him online, and make things a lot easier.
And that's Mega Sister's way to get Rubicant. Which, one of those things that Kwestopher sold was a Butte Dagger.
Thankfully, I believe those were in Fabul, if I'm not mistaken, so we should be able to go buy one again if we need to.
Yep. And looks like Ordeals is a complete wash except for the boost for Tella. Just a spoon, which, given required edge, isn't terrible, but it's not something you want to sink your time into.
Well, if we end up with a Fusoya along the way, at least there'll be 3 more bosses out of the pool to give him some more spells.
It's true, and that Tella is required to get underground, so turning it viable is never a bad thing. It's just, you don't like to spend all that time.
Not to mention there was the curse ring in that second chest as you're climbing Ordeals, so that's going to be very, very helpful later on.
Yeah, that's true. That will come in handy.
Chat pointing out our runners are high-fiving on the way up and back down Ordeals. So at this point, we know the only way underground is via that hook. There's no other paths left to us. So do we do a couple more shopping trips, or do we go ahead and head straight there?
Given what we have so far, looks like Eykir is going to check out that pigtail. But given what we have, I think there's not much to do but just head straight down.
Pigtail turning into a Dragoon Lance, that's going to be very helpful for Kane.
Very nice to find.
And Eykir heading straight to Eblin, going to probably dive and see about trying to get underground. Taking the what we know is a smart save since that first chest is a sailman.
So here's a question. As we watch both our runners go through ground that we've already seen them go through. You're Eykir. You've got this party set up right now as it is. Hallam is coming. Are you gonna take the quick kid or not? And who do you drop if you do?
At this point in the seed, I mean, we're approaching the 30-minute mark, and we're heading underground already for the hook. We don't know what bosses we have to face other than Maga Sisters. I think I'd go ahead and drop Tella for Palom and just work on that for right now.
That's pretty fair. With Sid in the party, we've got anchoring covered pretty well. My only concern is that, you know, if you just take the bad ogres, you're gonna get him virus before going underground and not much else. I see people saying they drop Sid too. That is also a good choice.
Yeah, really, it's kind of comes down to of how do you want to do your grind. If you want to gamble that there are sirens somewhere in the underground or possibly in the moon shop, do you go ahead and get rid of Tella, or do you wait, hold on to Tella for his use of wheat so we can still keep a D machine on the table if we don't find food?
Yeah, it's tricky. Like I think this is actually one of the most interesting character questions that I've seen in a while, just because Eykir's got a really good party, but Talib is also really good, and he's definitely a better character than both Sid and Tella. Just is he better in this context?
It really opens up a very, very early decision on how do you want to plan for your Z fight. Do you want to go
Yeah.
ahead and commit to the Zerker strat with Rosa healing, or do you want to go for like a hybrid strat and go ahead and take the Palom and get rid of somebody?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
In the meantime, Christopher got the bad news that there was only a spoon at the top of ordeals. Is heading back down. Should see him head straight towards Evelyn once again. Oh, there's that ogre actually we were talking about earlier.
Very nice to find that. And now we're gonna see what Eykir does with that Quake Kid. And he's grappling with the same questions that we are, and he's not having an easy time of it, but away Tella goes.
Again, I think it's a very reasonable choice in this situation. It's a hard one because again, you're gambling on sirens down the line, but
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Looks like we're prepping with Pelham to anchor at the start, and removing that heroin robe on Rosa, so.
in the meantime, I believe while Christopher was shopping in the weapons shop in Silvera, I believe he came across a dwarf axe, so I can get Kane back road if we need it. I believe Eykir is hunting for that Mad Ogre chest so we can work on getting that Palom up and running, at least of the virus.
Yeah, this should do it. I believe so long as you get all your life glitches off, this will provide, this will provide enough XP to get Pelham Virus.
So Christopher went over and checked the treasures in the village mist, but did not check the bosses. So still has not found the vanilla D-Mist, which gave us the Sand Ruby, which gave us Objective 2.
Oh, this is gonna bite Questopher, and
The question at this point is going to become how long does he fade those vanilla checks? And is he going to be to the point where he goes through the entire giant looking for edge, goes through everything, and doesn't realize it until the very end of the seed? And there we go, casual 11 levels for Palom.
And an elixir drop, nice. Oh, that would be the chest from the trap chest. I'm smart.
It's okay, it's early.
It's true, but I'm normally up at this hour, so I don't have an excuse.
There we go, change rod from that chest. That'll be a little bit of a power boost for Palom with the virus.
Yeah, not gonna hurt at all having that.
The thing to watch here is going to be if if their Palom ends up getting quaked, since they went and got him before they went and did ordeals, got a little bit of extra experience. I answered a question in chat. Jeebus, yeah, Christopher found Ogre Axes for sale in Mysidia.
Ooh, and it's another moon boss here. You know what? That's not a bad find. We've got that Star Veil off, so we've got Eykir's got Plague AI locked right from the get-go, and we are loaded down with weapons that will just do a lot of damage to flying enemies.
Yeah, of all the moon bosses here, this is probably going to be the one we wanted to see, because everything else would have been nasty. This is basically free.
Yep. Like, especially having that heroine robe on Rosa there, that gets her the speed to get that turret off immediately, and that Plague is just gonna sit there, cast and count until he dies.
In the meantime, Christopher is on his way down, probably could encounter their plague. And the runners are pretty much neck and neck. The only real difference is, again, Eykir finding that vanilla D-Mist, which turned into Sand Ruby, which turned into Edge.
Yeah, Kain has a Dragoon Spear, but all spears will do quad damage to Plague because they hit flying weaknesses.
Eykir going back taking the safety save, which I do not blame him one bit for.
Yeah, I think he doesn't need it, but this could be a rough spot, so it rarely hurts.
And Christopher just went damage overwhelming, took out Plague before the count wore down.
Very nice. And he is also going back to save between. I actually like this spot for Mega Sisters a fair bit though, because there's a lot of hit points here, so spreading it out across three targets can help a lot.
Yeah, and thankfully the magic's stat here is not all that high, so those reflected magics on Cindy are not going to be doing too much. Yeah, basically this is going to be a difference of is the double viruses coming off of Kwehstopher's side from Palom and Tella going to be faster than the power overwhelming coming from Eykir.
And given that Tella's not the strongest spellcaster, I'm kind of leaning towards Eykir on this.
Yeah, he's berserking up his characters. And the Eykir side, the Magic Sisters really do not like Edge. So the Questophers were looking at Tella and Rosa down.
Yeah, this is kind of rough going on both of them, really.
Again, as you said, this is a very high HP spot. Even spread out amongst the three of them, it's still a lot of HP to chew through.
It is, and oh, there's Mindy back on Eykir's side.
At least the one bright side here is provided we don't end up with a accidental wipe, we'll have a little bit of extra experience when they get revived.
And Kwehstopher gets Cindy down first.
That is definitely the way I like to do this fight, is trying to take care of Cindy first, then working on Mindy, and then finally with Sandy.
Just because, if for no other reason, Cindy's the one who can revive the others, and oh, down for Eykir too.
Yes, Eykir got the very, very funny HP ran out on Cindy, so
And now that Cindy's out of the way, Eykir is making much shorter work of the other two, looks like.
Definitely. Eykir's through. Takes down the Maga Sisters. Will be the first one of our runners underground in about 43 minutes.
And we do have the fantastic news that now we do have the audio good and working for both of our racers. So when we hit that required music, let's hope they're not neck and neck for that so we can listen to it twice.
Yes, definitely a shout out to Poydrak, who's doing the restream tonight, and Alicia, who's keeping us on our toes with the tracking. Definitely appreciate them.
Yes, absolutely. And looks like we've got Dark Imps waiting at the top of the tower here.
So with the tower key already in hand, I would not be surprised to just go ahead and park immediately at the tower. Go ahead and run up, because Dark Imps with those hourglasses, as long as you get one off, it's a free fight.
Yeah, and with nothing pressing me on to another spot in the underground, I would just head straight back in, which Eykir is doing.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense because that's 2 key item checks, a free boss, and a boss that's only going to have 400 hit points. The only really thing you worry about in that super cannon room is the Gauntlet or Golbez.
Yeah, any of those bosses that can artificially draw out the time.
And it looks like Christopher's going to do the exact same thing and head straight back into that tower.
Yeah, solid call here.
Looks like Eykir's going to take on the super cannon room first before going all the way up.
And oh, guess who cursed it?
Commentator's curse. So if you're new to Free Enterprise and are wondering what the heck you're looking at, this is the alternate gauntlet. So what we did is we took the Fabul gauntlet, and instead of its standard officers and soldiers and then a couple monsters, whenever you find a gauntlet, wherever it is, you will end up with a just random selection of monsters for that area. In this case, the Flamen and Chimeras that are usually found in the tower.
And the best part of this, and you can, I'm using a lot of air quotes on this, is that when you get to have the alternate gauntlet on, that gauntlet will ignore any other settings for that boss slot, like hit point totals. Which means we've got the regular bosses with regular monsters with their regular amounts of hit points, as opposed to if this were the regular gauntlet, where we'd be having those 300 odd hit points split up across all of those separate enemies.
Just our tracker, Alice, pointing out it's better having the gauntlet here than at the Ogo Pogo spot, which, if you did not watch the race on RPG Limit Break earlier this evening, I would recommend going back and watching it.
Ooh, Ogo Pogo there? Wow. My race this week had it at Plague Spot, which not as bad as Ogo Pogo, but it's still a bunch of lunar subterranean monsters.
I think my favorite spot for the All Gauntlet is usually either the Crystal Room up at the top of Ordeals or the second spot in Baron Inn. Because again, one thing with it is it ignores that boss spot and it'll still give you experience. So free experience from a non-experienced spot.
Yeah, that is always nice to find there, because And that does actually heavily boost the XP from this tower key spot as well, because you don't get much.
Now, I'm not sure if Christopher was just out of hourglasses or decided not to use one, but definitely had a little bit harder time with those dark imps, but got through it.
Yeah, it's not really too troublesome, I don't think. And that's a Luca key.
So that opens up the sealed cave, opens up a grind option with trap doors if we need them.
It's true. They're nobody's favorite grind, I don't think, but it's certainly a grind that exists.
No, it's better than the clapper grind.
Ugh.
Speaking of both runners taking on a trap chest here, looks like getting a little bit of extra experience.
Yeah, of course, the real benefit for the trap chests in Babel is that they're easy to get through and do have the bonus item gets.
Kind of like an Odin summon from this one, so nobody in the party, that's just going to be some money.
Yeah, so. Oh well.
Now our runner is basically switching places. Eykir now heading out to take on the Dark Imps at the top. KwehstopherWarken about to head down and take on the Gauntlet in the cannon room.
And we still don't know what that tower key's gonna give us.
As Eykir did use the hourglass on the Dark Imps, so definitely having an easier time of it with those imps not moving at all.
Yeah, either way, it's not really too concerning. This is not a difficult spot either way. The only thing it has going for it is a lot of hit points.
And tried to get the life glitch off, but unfortunately Edge was too fast and killed the third one before they could.
Oh well.
So going back down, Eykir is about to show us what the tower key, the cannon room's item is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go straight to the Fame Arch next. Whereas KwehstopherWarken, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to Dwarf Castle, still on the lookout for that edge.
Yeah, seems reasonable. We will see what they do, because this tower key could change things up too. Oh.
Like, gee, thanks guys, Magma Key. Well, you know.
Yeah, that's really useful. Thanks for thinking of me. And there's sirens.
So Sirens and Tomra. So there's grind option, getting rid of the Tella. It's not going to be punished.
And let's see here. Oh, he's a nursing professor.
Thank you for validating the seed for us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really count a seed done unless we know what he's doing today.
And going to grind right away, which I do not blame him. Go ahead and get a little bit of mini grind going. See if he can't get some levels, and maybe see if he can get enough to take care of whatever's dying of Haymarch.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I wouldn't do a full grind here, but especially with that Dragoon Spear on Kane, certainly not gonna hurt to take care of a few.
Yeah, Christopher finishes the super cannon room, so we go ahead and keep looting the chests on the way back down. So it already got set up over that 2,000 hit point mark, which pretty good barometer, can probably survive a DKC in most non-nasty locations.
Yeah, I would be pretty satisfied with where we're at right now. It looks like he's still going, which... fair enough.
Wonder if he's trying to get up to at least lit 3 on Paladin, just in case we come across a Leviathan or Odin down at Feymarch.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, but it looks like Cureful on Rosa is going to be our stopping point before we head down.
Perfectly reasonable choice there.
To answer a question in chat, we have seen the Jerk Turtle. He is in the Viking spot. Eykir getting caught by the worst boss in the game, the NPC boss.
It's true, there's no DPS that will take care of that.
Well, well, well. So Feymarch freebie is required. Give us our twin harp, which we'll see if Eykir is going to head straight back up to take care of that, or keep working on the underground.
Yeah, at the very least, I'd check out who the bosses are down here first.
So Eykir taking advantage, picking up some Cure 3s down here in the Feymarch. Very nice find. And then, as I pretty much called, Questover heading straight to Dwarf Castle, looking for that edge, which we all know right now is in the Sand Ruby spot.
Yeah, and the longer Questopher doesn't go and check out that miss spot, the further behind he's gonna get himself.
Oh, there's our required boss, Octoman, in the King of Summon Monsters spot.
Ooh. That is not a pleasant find there.
And we'll see how Eykir takes care of it. It's going to hit like a truck. But,
Yep.
we can keep the characters alive, whittle it down. It gets slower and slower as you go.
Yeah, we'll see how many blinks that he can get off, because that's really gonna be what makes or breaks this fight.
Yeah, doing 24,000 or 2,400 on Palom in the back row. Oof.
Yeah, we're hitting him enough to slow him down a lot, which is good, but we're gonna need more than slowing him down.
And this will be the point where if I'm Eykir, I'm using Rose to cast as much Berserk as I can as soon as I get the blinks up.
Yeah, I mean I'd say the nice thing is you don't really need to worry about healing people, because every hit's gonna be a one-shot, but it looks like we are pausing to do some... Oh no, that's a Berserk.
In the meantime, Christopher finding Bigan in the first spot of Dwarf Castle.
That's an okay spot for him. I don't hate that. I don't love it, but I don't hate that.
Yeah, with Quake Kid online, that's gonna take care of that pretty quickly. I think just 2 Quakes should do it.
And there we go. She got him shot down. Everybody's still alive, which is really the important thing here.
And once again, Kane is in the air in the ending of the battle.
And we've got the elusive one tentacle sprite on Octoman over on Eykir's side.
No, that's not the edge that Christopher wanted, but it is a food that he will definitely take.
Yeah, I mean, hard to say no to trading up your old man. And he's fully online, coming with Nuke. And Eykir drops the Octoman and gets an adamant.
Because at this point, all Eykir is looking for is that package. And once he finds that, he will be in go mode.
Almost. He still needs to actually find a way to the moon.
That is a good point. I do not remember that.
Can't kill Zeromus if you can't reach Zeromus.
Also, chat pointing out Eykir is up to 9 key items, so one more will give him that double XP.
So it looks like we're going to deal with that Elementor Ruby at Asura. And the key item at Dwarf Castle is... the pass. Very nice.
Well, there's our Zeromus access.
Is the moon truly not only haunted, but completely bypassable without even temptation?
Well, right now there's only one spot that the package could be that would prevent us from having to go to the moon, which would be Luca Cave. Luca Cave could still be a chain to get to that package, but if it's not straight up package, then
I mean, we've got two available spots with three available spots with Twin Harp. We've got Sheila 1, and we have the Luca Cave, so it's still possible.
a few more checks to know what I was thinking of. And like your side, trying to work on that Rubicon thing, just glares Sid down. And Point Tracker Restream, we were pointing out Christopher sold the curse ring in Tomra.
Very interesting.
The quest we're heading down to Feymarch, about to find out the news that King Feymarch is required. Meanwhile, Eykir getting through Ruby, getting only a Zeus comment from it. But now seeing why Eykir did those extra sirens early did enable him to get enough levels to get through both these Feymarch fights. Doesn't have to worry about coming back down here again. So I guess our new question for Eykir is going to be, when we go through Dwarf Castle and find out food, who do we get rid of, or do we just not take the food?
That's an interesting question. I'm into late game Pelum drops, so that's probably what I'd be looking at.
If I had to guess, I'd say we end up dropping Sid, and we use Fu as our anchor.
That's very possible too, especially since Eykir does still have that that cursed ring. 20 is a little high for an anchor, but with that with the cursed ring, yeah, it's very nice.
In the meantime, I keep going into Dwarf Castle, fighting his Bygone fight. It's going to make a lot easier work of it than Christopher did with the extra levels.
Yeah, that's dropping super fast.
In the meantime, it does not look like Christopher found cabins. He's instead choosing to stay in the inn down here in the Fey March.
It's true, I don't think we've seen cabins yet.
We have. Eykir has a sack.
I wonder where they were.
I want to say they were in Troya, but I'm not positive.
Interesting. And yep, that is the Sid drop for a foe.
So Christopher walked down, took a look at the bosses, and then reset right back out and is heading out of the Fey March.
Fair enough. Knowing that Octomam is in that physical spot there, you know it's required, but I completely understand not feeling ready to take that down yet.
Answering question in chat, Sandruby was the reward for beating the Vanilla Demist.
Yes, and Questifer has yet to do that, those extra boss checks. And now that he's found Octomam, I don't know if he's going to.
The quests were looking like they're about to be going to check Twin Heart next, getting that extra damage on the damage tiles before finishing this check.
That seems fair enough to me.
So I was unfortunately watching Christopher's screen. I did not see. Oh wait, no, we'd already done the check at Dwarf. We know it's Luca Key.
A dwarf is a pass.
Okay.
Luca Key was earlier.
Luca Key was top of tower.
Right, yes. We're good at paying attention to this game.
So Christopher went and turned in the pink tail, and was going to be heading out to check Sheila 1. In the meantime, Eykir diving down the Seal Cave is going to show us what's down there here in a minute. Yep, there are cabins.
Oh, good. That'll be a relief for him to find those.
And Luca Key holding the package.
Oh!
So right now, worst case for Christopher is if Darkness Crystal is here. Because if that's the case, it's pretty much over.
Oh, gosh. Moon is so haunted. And for gaming with a race, there's not even any reason to look at door grind. We have sirens for sale in Tomra.
Yeah, at this point, it's just sell the farm, pick up as many sirens as you can, scramble up some eggs, and head to Troya. In the meantime, Christopher getting into the first half of the Dark Elf fight. So we're going to be quiet and hopefully get some nice music. So it's Christopher pointing out by looking at the harp, that was the fight music from Punch Out. And then Bahamut was our boss, and with the Dragon Spear for Kane, that was no problem at all.
Yeah, very simple for us to take care of there.
And thankfully, just a legend sword from Twin Harp. So
Oh no, but what is Sheila 1 gonna have?
that's still a good point. Sheila 1 could rabbit hole us to that darkness crystal.
Oh, Questopher, no.
And so I'm going to come down to whatever item this is, and if he decides to chase it.
Either way, it's gonna lead him down some path. Oh, that's darkness. That's not good.
Alright, well, now we get to see if Christopher heads straight to Basidia. If he does, then this one is all but over.
Cave Magnus had the Legend Sword. To answer the question in chat.
And Christopher is raising that whale. Is either going to be looking to possibly do a D machine grind or head to the moon. Either way, we know that is not the correct play here. At this point, this is Eykir's race to lose. So at this point, we haven't seen Cecil, we haven't seen Rydia, we haven't seen Porum.
It's true. We still haven't seen the dupe yet either. We haven't seen Edward. Or Yang.
So Bacchus is for sale on the moon.
Always one of my favorite finds.
Those would have been great for Eykir with his party setup, but not going to be able to get to him. At this point, if I'm Eykir, I don't even dive Self Cave to even do Sheila 1.
Yeah, there's no temptation whatsoever.
It looks like Eykir's heading up, about to head towards Cave Magnus.
Probably swing by Mist first, yeah. That's Porum on the moon. That, I think, is the nail in Kwehstopher's coffin. And no, yeah, actually, yes, Boo Bear. He has done Objective 3.
We see Cecil behind the package. Unfortunately, the requirement is only to burn Village Mist, not to actually get the character, so we can leave him hanging if we'd like.
Yeah, interesting site there, but yeah, I think I just, I don't even go to Kaipo.
Christopher finds Water Hag in the Pale Dim spot. And looking at Eykir's levels, I'm pretty sure he is set to go. He's just going to go do Twin Harp and then come straight back and head straight to Z. And so there's the Earth Crystal from the Pale Dim spot, which is just another chain, unfortunately.
Oof.
Now, Tracker pointing out that the objective is just to break the Dark Elf spell, but unfortunately, we still do have to kill the boss because once we go in there, the door locks and it doesn't unlock unless you beat the boss.
Yeah, and honestly, once you've actually broken the spell, it doesn't really take that much longer to kill it.
All three of Eykir's mages are still standing with no metal on them.
Yeah, at that point, you know, just sit and take it, really.
The quest for unfortunately diving down, heading towards the Wyvern spot right now. They do have 11 sirens on them, so they might be thinking about doing a couple King Ryus up here.
Hard to say, it is pretty tempting. Oof, that's an Ogopogo. As always, nobody's enthused to see the Canadian content. Eykir gets his crystal.
So Eykir is officially in go mode at about an hour 25. And teaches us the hard way that yes, you cannot just walk back out. The door is locked. You have to beat the boss. Eykir going ahead and just grabbing the item just for the heck of it. Gets the legend sword. I highly doubt we'll see him go turn that in though.
Yeah, I do not think we're going to see much use out of that.
So Christopher gets to Ogopogo, gets the Baron Key.
Ugh, just more rabbit holes.
Christopher is on the quest to 17 of 17 this seed.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible thing of it. Nothing about this seed really indicates that it's a mist hunt, just because it's off the Sand Ruby, which, you know, usually if a seed is yelling mist hunt at you, it's by blockading some sort of, you know, gatekeeper key item.
And the only thing that could really, again, you can't really save Christopher at this point because Eykir is on his way to a fight, but would be if our Duke character is the edge and he picks it up somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's possible, but there's no way he's gonna be running into that anytime soon.
Yeah, nothing against Christopher's routing. He kind of routed it the best way he could think, and you know, sometimes you gotta take gambles. Unfortunately, today it's not going to pan out for him as Eykir is on his way down, and we have a question we need to ask.
Yeah, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight, this morning, or if you're somewhere else, this afternoon maybe? It's afternoon somewhere.
Was the adage it's always 5 o'clock somewhere?
It's true.
So chat pointing out that Eykir is doing a little bit of a different agility anchor setup. He's got edge with the cursed ring in the middle.
Interesting.
So while Eykir is getting his inventory set up, Christopher is using those sirens, taking on those King Ryus.
And yeah, it really isn't like KwehstopherWarken's done anything wrong here. Again, there's nothing about this seed that indicates that this is a mishunt.
No, this entire seed basically turned on that one happen chance check by Eykir just to check for the vanilla demist. Probably not even looking for demist, looking for Octoman, and that just changed the entire way of this seed.
Yeah, and you know, it's unfortunate. It's important to remember that when you've got a boss hunt in play, you always want to check those spots early. And it looks like it is the Tales of Fantasia boss Douse for our Zeroba sprite today.
I'm glad you knew that because I had no clue.
From one of the remakes, I think. Probably the PlayStation version. I learned about video games instead of learning about school.
Nothing wrong with that. So quest for finding free fight down in the lower lunar subterranean. I'm not quite sure which spot he went to first, but we got the Kaipo guards.
I believe that is at Plague.
And at this point, the only two really key items he can still get is the pan or the rat tail.
Yeah, everything else is accounted for.
Did we just get a white spear from the white spear altar?
This might not even be particularly well randomized.
In the meantime, Eykir is getting through this fight pretty easily, not really having too many issues.
Yeah, he's got solid enough levels, and this party is a wrecking ball.
Well, as we say that, we have a mop on the screen.
That's shaped kind of like a ball.
Meantime, Christopher finds DKC in the D-Liner spot, and should have plenty of HP on Sid and Kane to get through it.
Yep, and as you say that, he gets right through, swoops up those, that oodle of XP on just those two characters.
I don't know, I would have tried to throw a life on his palm, see if he gets some extra HP or XP there.
That's the Kane starter kit right there.
Defensive Avenger, love to see it.
Yeah. Too little too late, but, oh, what a find.
That'll make Christopher's Z fight much, much nicer once we get there. In the meantime, on Eykir's side, we've run into a bit of a snag with Palom on the ground and another big bang coming out.
I wouldn't worry too much, really. Pelham's nice, but, he's not really needed here.
And there's Dr. Luge down in the Ogopogo spot tonight.
That's fine. I mean, that's fine.
It's a little bit bad for Eykir. He used Berserk for Rosa on Edge and then immediately got Black Hold.
Oof, that's just annoying. I'm having a bit of trouble here now. There, down goes Kane.
Yeah, we got Fu with Life 2, bringing Kane back up. Should be back to okay in a second. Christopher through the first part of the fight with Luge, going into the second.
Here comes another big bang.
The Paladin does survive this time, only with 93 health, but he does survive.
Should do nicely, and out comes a Tier 4, which will get everybody standing again.
Ogopogo shot only a protectoring. And there are rocks on Eykir's side.
Oh, here comes our victory fireworks. Should be any second now for the win for Eykir.
And there it is.
Eykir coming in first with an official time of 1:36:36.
Get your GGs out in chat for Eykir, the winner of this race, and moves to 2-2 overall.
And we are joined by Eykir right now. GG to you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That was a fun seed.
So Moon completely haunted in this seed.
That has been a consistent theme in like all my matches. Nothing on the Moon ever.
I mean, at least this time you didn't even run into that darkness crystal to tempt you.
No, I didn't, and I'm happy for that. I probably would have ignored it until I did everything on Earth and Underground anyways.
I mean, what a find that D-Mist early on.
There were some really surprising things I found, like all throughout the seed. The D-Mist early, and just checking Luca Cave and finding the package. Going under to Landstone Monsters and finding Octomom. Yeah, I got very lucky with my routing.
Even the sirens in the shop there, that was huge for you.
It was. I'm going to take a grind here instead of having to go to the Moon. And unfortunately, I had the 10 key items at the end to be able to get the double XP.
Yeah, this seed very much, I mean, going back to that D-Mist find, that's where the seed really changed and you took off. Were you going there just looking for D-Mist, or were you actually looking for Octomam in that moment?
Since we had Octomam on the board to kill, I was like, might as well check these two spots here. Normally I check the one up in the waterfall when I'm up in that area, but I forgot to do that this time. So I figured after I did the Baron one, I'd just go double check these, and then all of a sudden D-Mist. Vanilla D-Mist. That was a big surprise. But a welcome one. I did not expect the Sand to be out of that, and that did. Yeah, that edge blew the game wide open.
Yeah, that, I think, like, that's really where the routing between the two of you really diverged, because, yeah, that more than anything else, I think that's what, punched you into the lead, and you kept it, and you ran with it really nicely.
Thank you. Yeah, I was hoping once I saw the hook that I could hopefully find a magma key somewhere. So I guess I did have a secondary reason to see if the demist was somewhere around. Um, there was no magma key, so I guess I had to go the hook route. And I think that's one of the fastest times I've ever gotten underground on a hook seed. It was like 40 minutes. Maybe
Yeah,
43.
thereabouts was about 40 minutes when you guys got underground. And you got underground about 2 minutes faster than Christopher. He was right on your tail, but as he unfortunately never found that vanilla demist, so didn't have edge yet.
And then once you found that Octomab, that was pretty much it, because once the possibility of it being behind a chain or on the moon, just right there in front of you, like, yeah, you never
Right.
stopped running.
Yeah, I grinded a bit before I went down there in case there were bosses. And I had found those sirens early, right before I went down to land some monsters and did the grind so I could be ready for them. I usually don't do that. I usually hit Dwarf Castle first. But since we had the tower key where we landed, I went up there. I don't remember if anything was up there. I think Luca Key was actually behind.
Yes, yeah. Your Luca key, so you did have to go up there.
Yep, and the tower key made it really easy to just land, go, especially with the edge. And seeing it was the three dark dwarves.
Dark Imps, yeah.
Dark Imps, yeah. But the the gauntlet in that spot is really annoying.
Yeah, that was a find.
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that. I was just talking about how finding Gauntlet there is a pain, and then Gauntlet showed up.
Yep. But it was all fun.
Yeah, I mean, great play all around.
Yeah, we actually play 3 AM games more often.
Hey, they seem to work out for you.
So how are you feeling sitting at 2-2? Still got a chance to get that third win next week and hopefully make at the very least the play-in rounds.
I've been alternating so far. Hopefully I can break that streak and get a win next round. But some of those people sitting at 2 points are going to be really tough.
Oh, hey, I'm at 2-2. I'll do 3 AM for you.
It just happened. Christopher being on the West Coast, we had to. There's the only time we can schedule anything. I'm busy most of the rest of the week, so
Yeah.
Out.
I understand. I'm in the same boat with mine, so.
Yeah, it's stuck in the morning, but I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I work evenings, so this is my normal time to just be up, so...
Yeah, thank you everybody for commentating this late at night and for restreaming and tracking. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we got a pretty good crowd out here for you. Looks like we've got 58 viewers right now.
Very nice for late night seed.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts on this seed and the tournament overall?
Yeah, the tournament's been fun. The seed was one of the faster ones I've done, and it's been great. So, thank you. You have it, Neon Gray, for commentating, Allison for some tracking, and Boydrak for restreaming. And I need to get some sleep. So, thank you, everybody.
Oh, good night, and, yeah.
GG's once again.
GG.
Bye.
Meanwhile, Kwehstopher has gotten his package, so hopefully his trip to Mist will put him on the right track, and he'll just think about sticking his head in, maybe.
Yeah, the only check we didn't see while we were in the interview was the Cave Bahamut, which ended up being King Queen Evelyn, so that was a free fight. Now the rat tail from it, he has not gone to turn it in yet.
Either way, it's not liable to be too interesting, just looking at what's left.
At this point, I'm fully. I wasn't watching the spoiler log, but I'm willing to bet rat tail is probably going to be the pan.
Yeah, I missed it too, so it's hard to say. And Kwehstopher starts making his way out of the Luca cave.
Again, the hope is that even though he's gone down, he's seen that Octomam is in the King of the Feymarch spot. That he still goes and checks for that D-Mist, looking for that Sand Ruby.
Yeah, let's hope he sticks his head in while he's there.
Well, I hear pointing out in chat that one thing we forgot to ask him about with trying to lead Twin Harp early and finding the door locked.
Oh, yes. I don't think it's ever been possible to leave with the music playing, but it's been a while, so.
It looks like Christopher's heading straight back down into the Feymarch, probably going to go ahead and take on Octomam and get rid of that objective.
Yeah, I might as well deal with that.
So thankfully, with Christopher's grind on the moon, should be no problem at all. Should have the HP to tank these hits and get some damage off real quick on him to slow him down.
Yeah, it should go much more quickly than when Eykir did it. Just all those extra levels from doing that moon clear and just absolutely ripping that Octomam a new one.
Yeah, at this point, as long as Christopher can kind of get through the right pathing, he should be able to tear through everything in his path. Again, picking up that adamant, which with Legend Sword, really, honestly, not too much of a thought to go turn it in.
It depends. I mean, with the game lost, I might go and do it just to check and see what's there, just to smooth the rest of the way, but I mean, at this point, that's just me. When I know I've already lost, I tend to like to showboat a little.
Now, at this point, he's got both the Earth Crystal and the Baron Key, so there's three character checks.
Yes.
We've got the Darkness, which gives us Giant, which gives us another character check. So the question is going to be, do they do Giant first, or do they actually go on a D-Mist hunt first?
That's a question I had not considered, and oof.
Yeah, because this might end up being where the Get Edge objective is the one that's going to be the one that holds him back.
Yeah, I think that certainly is going to be the one. But again, let's just hope that when he goes to burn that package, that he just sits there and goes, you know, I haven't seen D-Mist yet. Let's go see.
In the meantime, taking on this Rubicante, and then with 2 nuke casters, this is not going to be a very long fight.
Yeah, not at all. And with that, Kane just going to town.
So I had tried to have Flu cast Ice 2, but unfortunately got caught with the road closed.
Yeah, I don't usually bother with those spots, just nuke. Well, Zeus Gauntlet is useful.
And it's kind of stinging a little bit because I know Christopher went back and spent money on strength rings for Kane.
Looks like we are gonna do the turn-in.
I'm at least interested to see what's in the shop here.
Yeah. So let's say you got the Excalibur from this. And we know that that package is gonna yield us a Cecil. Do you take him?
At this point in the seed, I don't think I do. I think I've already done my grind. There's not really any bosses left to slingshot off of. I think I just leave them.
See, I think a level 1 Cecil with an Excalibur is gonna be a better anchor than that Sid would be.
That's a good point. I mean, level 1 Cecil, that would be a decent anchor. Also get a couple of hits in before it goes down to a big bang.
Yeah, or, you know, with those Artemis arrows, I might drop the Palom, but as I've said, I like to drop Palom late, because I do stupid things with too many Berserkers. We're gonna check that rat tail first.
Again, given what the key items he has, this is probably the more economical check. It's a free key item without any bosses. And it does indeed give the pan. Which means that Christopher will be 17 out of 17 this seed.
Looks like. And oh, we're going to Earth Crystal. There could be an edge up here.
Sure, yeah, again, we still have not seen the dupe, so if we're lucky, the dupe is edge, and we're okay.
It's very possible.
So I'm trying to remember, what bosses have we not seen yet? Have we seen Wyvern?
No, we have not.
And we have not seen Golbez either, have we?
No, we have not.
Well, thankfully we only have Evil Wall here, so this isn't too difficult.
Phew, that's something at least.
Yep, one nuke to the face takes down the wall. To answer your question in the chat, no, we have not played with a giant yet.
Oh, there's Edward. You still have not seen Edward yet. There he is.
I mean, there's still a possibility we could go in Edward strats for the sea fight.
No. No. And there's Yang. Oh.
Which means our two checks left are Baron and Giant. And one of them's Iridia, the other one's the dupe.
Yup.
And knowing that Zot will dump us out into Baron, I expect to see Christopher go Baron Q right after this.
Yeah, that is my best guess on this, and, ooh.
I mean, I almost feel like Christopher is waiting on the Burning Mist to the very, very end. He wants to be the last thing he does.
Yeah, it is. It hurts to see this, just because he didn't make a mistake to have this happen. Like, there's nothing. Like, he got his Octomam. There's not really anything that says, oh, I should go look for a Mist Dragon to get the Sand Ruby.
Yeah, it was a very, very lucky check that turned this seed on its head. And it's one that anyone, newbie or veteran runner, could very easily miss.
Yeah, like, he knows he's looking for the Sand Ruby, too, so there's not really anything pushing for him to be, looking for bosses.
Yeah, just a Dragon Spear from Zot. He's already had one of those, so not really an upgrade, nothing really doing there. Adding straight into Baron.
And again, this is ordinarily really nice routing. It's economical, doesn't send you across the map any more than you have to. It's just, we know it's not going to yield anything.
Yeah, given the things that Christopher has found, this has been the ideal routing. Take care of everything on Earth, go up to the moon, full clear moon, come back, chase the chains. And unfortunately, this is just one of those seeds where that's not the right play.
Yeah, like, even from a metagame perspective, I mean, finishing in the time that he did, he could easily have done those boss checks on the moon and come back down. None of those bosses on the moon were hard.
Yeah, it could have very, again, metagaming, you could see, all right, well, once I got underground, if I went and did Sheila 1 first, got a Darkness Crystal, and went straight to the moon, it could have been one of these moon chains.
Yeah, this is just a rough result for him.
Like, with the level he's got, I kind of agree with this play, going straight to the Odin spot, going to check it, looking for that Sand Ruby.
Easy enough boss here, especially with a party this powerful.
Yeah, Mylon Z is not gonna have anything on this party.
Yeah, that deep ravine is calling him.
Chat pointing out, lucked out with this being Mylon, not Wyvern or Golbez. We could still have one of them on the throne.
Wyvern would not be an issue here. It's a Moonveil.
That'll be helpful for said Wyvern or Golbez.
It's true. And we are rapidly running out of bosses that this could be waiting there.
Let's see, have we seen Leviathan?
No Leviathan. No Odin, I don't think. And it's Odin!
That's always fun when the strike just doesn't change.
Underneath the King of Baron's hat is the King of Baron!
Odin decided to come upstairs today.
Stretching his horse's legs. And we put him up to pasture. An inverse commentator's curse today.
Well, you know what this means, don't you? It means
there's
our
our
giant
dupe.
bosses are more than likely Golbez and Wyvern.
Oh my god. There's our dupe. It's a dupe Cecil, which, something I would love to see under much different circumstances.
Yeah, so we know that Rydia's up in the giant. Christopher doesn't know that, but we do.
So please, let's just hope that he does not decide to check giant.
So the question is from here, is he going to possibly go check the Waterfall Demas spots, or does he go and turn the pan into the sylphs and check that and Sheila 2 first?
Well, getting an Artemis there, I think hopefully that's what twigs him to realize that this might actually be a mist hunt.
Also, they're going to go ahead and burn the village mist down. And again, maybe by doing this, going up there, seeing that Rydia's mom is not lying there, that'll clue it in, hey, demist.
Yeah, hopefully that will do it for him. The annoying thing here, too, is, if he does get that Demist, in order to actually pick up that Sand Ruby character, he will actually need to fight the boss now.
Which that could still be Wyvern and Golbez.
It's true.
Then again, Wyvern's not going to be an issue there. Golbez could be funny, but Wyvern's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, Wyvern won't do anything. It'll just show up and keel over.
Wyvern will say, hey guys, remember me? And then Kang will take one swing and Wyvern will be gone.
He's getting on the airship. Oh, he realized he saw there was no Rydia's mom there.
And go straight for the vanilla location. Ed's going to get rewarded with that vanilla demist. He'll be on his way to go mode.
That's gotta be the biggest combination of a relief and a kick in the pants.
I don't know if it was me, there would be quite a few words that are not appropriate to say on commentary coming out of my mouth.
It's true. There's his sand ruby.
So straight up to Kaipa we will go, where we have to sit through a nice long cutscene for the Cecil that we're not going to take.
It's true, but this should be an absolute steamrolling of a Zen fight.
So I can imagine Christopher just pounding on his controller, being like, "No, I want to go to the right. I want to go to the right."
Yes. There's a perfectly good bed in that house over there. Oh, Asura! We hadn't seen Asura!
Of all the bosses to see here, this is the one you want to, because at least it's not Golbez who's going to take longer.
Yeah, what a giant that's up there, though.
So I mean, in the two spots, it's either Leviathan, Wyvern, or Golbez.
Yep. Leviathan would be fine. Leviathan would be great to see up there.
But here we go. We are through the cutscene. Christopher has control again. We'll head straight over to the house with Edge lying in the bed. We'll complete his last objective, get his crystal, complete the 17 of 17, and then we'll head on to Hoosbutt.
Yes. Yeah, we'll just probably just drop Edge off right back in the bed. He can keep napping.
And to answer your question in chat, yes, Pan was from Rat Tail.
Yes, Rat Tail Pan. And Edge just stays in bed.
Edge is napped all seed, he can just stay there.
Yeah, this should be a glorious manhandling at least.
And so straight up to Troya, using the pass, straight on the Z. And let's go kick a butt. I do want to point out that even though we've cleared everything except Giant, 2 hours for a full clear is not a bad time at all.
Yeah, like this is a really good time for a really thorough scraping of the seed.
Again, the only bosses we did not see is Giant. We saw everything else.
Yeah, we have scraped the seed to the bone. The only check we haven't done is Sheila 2, which is non-key item bearing in this seed.
destroying the crystal, Z's true form will emerge.
And let's get this show on the road. Looks like we are doing hybrid, which makes sense. Might as well put those nukes on that Quake Kid use.
So Kane had the Avenger Sword already up and running and had a couple attacks that did not hit just because it was a little bit too early.
That's just how it goes. He's a very speedy boy.
We got Starveil up on Sid, and he's got nukes ready up with Fu and Palom.
Yeah, full quad 9s off of this. And the wine comes out. Rosa drinks up too. She is the goddess of death that she deserves to be.
It's always a fun to see when Rosa gets to get on in berserking action. Though she unfortunately does not survive the Nurse Big Bang.
Well, lucky you do. She did take a nuke to the face.
Yeah, you've got Sid and Kane doing about 5,000 combined damage per swing. You got nukes coming out from Palom doing quad 9s. This is going to be a very quick fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much the only question I have at this point is, are we even going to see rocks, or is it going to be over before then?
It's hard to tell, just, depending on how the phase pushes go.
Nope, there's our rocks. It is pretty much all but trivial at this point.
And down he goes. Coming in at an official SRL time of 2:14:05.
It's a GG's on chat for Kwestopher.
And we are now joined with him. GG.
GG.
This was a seed, was it not?
This was a troll. That's all I'm going to say. This was a troll. I thought I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there going, okay, and the moon was haunted, and okay, and just, I was going to do Sealed Cave, and I got the Darkness Crystal, and I'm like, may the odds ever be in my favor, and just,
Yeah, it is. That really got you. Just and like we were saying, you didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing really suggesting that. Oh yeah, you're looking for Deepest. And I mean, you ripped through that seed super fast. Otherwise, like that was a full clear.
Yeah, I mean that was basically a full clear, and I'm sitting here thinking I'm on the moon by just under just over an hour, with underground basically clear. I'm sitting there going I've got this thing in the bag, and all of a sudden I'm basically through the moon, and all of a sudden I see the dot done, and I'm just like, what the actual? There's no working way. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I figure it out, I'm like, I know exactly how he did it. I know he popped, he popped Vanilla D Mist location early, probably just looking to kill bosses for some early experience, and got lucky. And he probably never touched the moon.
No, didn't even get Darkness Crystal.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean that's really where the seed turned around was Eykir made the very early check in Mist Cave, found that Mist Dragon, and from there it was just off to the races. Whereas your routing was superb for a regular seed. It just happened just to not be the right play today.
Yeah, and no, it's like my play was amazing. My routing was on point for 99.9% of seeds, and I know it. It just sucks that this was the one seed where I got burned.
Yeah, like you did fantastic. Like again, that was a full clear in 215. There are very few people who can do as well as that. Like you followed through on everything. Only yeah, it was just not your night.
No, and I mean it happens. I mean maybe I'll get to play spoiler for somebody or something, but I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen next week as far as the way the Swiss stages are going to go. But I made my showing, so
it was a very good showing, and I will say this: we were very thankful you realized it where you were and didn't have to go to the giant, which would have had Rydia, by the way, and would have either been Leviathan, Golbez, or Wyvern.
Yeah, it's like I knew what bosses are left. I'm sitting there going, how have I not run into the two worst bosses in the game? Well, no, CPU is worse, but thankfully CPU was in a very easy spot, and really I could have done CPU better, but I mean, in that spot it doesn't really matter. And just a minor a couple of minor optimizations, but with Mylon and friends at where Yang normally is, it was just a nice, easy. I mean, the seed rolled beautifully for the most part. It was just that one troll that nailed me to the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it goes sometimes. This is probably the purest case of rando gonna rando that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Rando gonna rando.
Well, we appreciate you putting on a great show for us. And you have any other final thoughts on the seed or as the tournament as a whole?
No, I've had an absolute blast playing it. I thought that the flag set was absolutely perfect for a Swiss stage, bracket, type thing. I thought, plenty challenging, but not overly so. So kudos to the people who designed the flag set. Kudos to those people. Thank you to those people who stayed up till 3 a.m. Eastern to restream this and who stayed up to watch. So thanks to you guys.
Yeah, and we did have a good crowd out here watching, cheering for you the whole way. So yeah, a great show for everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back and watch the VOD tomorrow because food and sleep.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to go straight into watch that.
No, I don't think my brain can take it at this point.
Well, I think, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So.
Yep. GG's to Eykir, and again, thanks to everyone who who stayed up to put on this show. My food just dinged in the microwave, so food and sleep. Have a working good night, everybody.
You too. GG's.
GG. Good night.
Well, that is going to be the end of the broadcast for tonight / this morning for us. On behalf of our restreamer Poydrak, our tracker Aliceal, I've been Game017 here with Neon Gray, wishing you guys a great night.
Make sure to give all of our team and our runners, follow, and definitely check out any upcoming races. Yeah, we are just going to be turning you loose tonight, because I'm sure nobody wants to keep watching anything else. Just get some sleep, everybody, and good night.